Hi, it's Estie. Hello. Hope you had a great week. I certainly had a pretty productive week. Can I mention that I got my first UX UI related job, and it's a foot in the door, but it just came to me and I'm just kind of amazed by it. I just had my team meeting today, but anyways, I'll talk about that in another video. Today I wanted to actually sit down. I'm craving for something sweet. I kind of want a snack, evening snack. I don't really have snacks at this time. It's like, what, 7:30? But I'm craving for it. And while I have snacks, I thought I would have some tea and answer questions. I wrote down all the questions people have been asking me about. Hopefully this can be helpful for anyone who's interested in a UX bootcamp or is in a UX bootcamp and wants to know how to get themselves out there, because that's actually how I got to know the company of where I'm working at right now. I don't know if you know what this brand is, but it's like my favorite cookie brand. It's called Tokyo Milk Cheese Factory. It's kind of pricey if you want to buy it. My friend and I actually split a box when we bought it on Amazon, but I love this cookie. I had this cookie pretty often from my job as an executive assistant. That's when I found out. I even had it when I went to Japan last year, and it was so good. I only have one left because I shared it with my family. But it's like creamy. For tea, I forgot what my mom said though, but it's like kind of like 보리차. It's kind of like this. Got my cookie, my tea. Ow. Let me just eat this cookie first. It's so good. As a part-time student, how long in general do you need to spend on the program each week? Design Lab does require even part-time students to at least put in 20 hours a week, and it records it on the Design Lab's dashboard. But to be honest, my schedule now with Capstone 1 is kind of different. It was a lot more easier to meet that cap, or in fact go over that minimum when I was in phase 1, because I'm like juggling with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of reading material, but when you get into phase 2, there isn't any reading material. It's kind of just like, oh hey, like we taught you everything we know, then go and do it. Like you have 3 projects to do in 3 months pretty much, so go do it and make your own schedule. So everything's very loose when you get into phase 2, and I think because of that, I would say 18 to 20 hours per week for phase 2, but maybe in like phase 1 it was definitely like 20 to 30 hours a week. Yeah, because you're kind of just like figuring things out, and so you take a lot longer than you should, but it's okay. Like it's okay if you take longer. Like honestly, don't worry about the time constraints. Just if it takes longer, then so be it. You're gonna learn from it. You're gonna get faster eventually. Just trust the process. Ooh, this is my second box of cookies. It's from Japan as well, and this one is a chocolate and white chocolate cookie from Hokkaido. Oh wait, yeah, it's crumbling. Next, how much reading versus video content are there? Okay, so a lot of people have asked me this because I guess another person was like, I heard other boot camps had lots of links to Medium articles and LinkedIn videos. Is Design Lab the same way, or is there more original content? There are only reading materials in Design Lab's curriculum. I don't think I really seen like an actual video tutorial, or like if you're thinking about like a video lesson, like someone's like actually recording themselves and teaching you. Sorry, hold on. Okay.
Like all of these people are like my friends who are telling me like, oh, congrats, congrats, and I'm like, yay, got my foot in the door in UX field.
If a design lab doesn't have instructional videos where someone's actually talking you through it and teaching you one-on-one like this, instead it's more of just like, if there was a video, it's like kind of like a tutorial, like someone has screen recorded something and they're just showing you how they did it, while at the same time there are captions right under it and they're like explaining the process step by step. I would say when I took a short course from them, which was UX Foundations, that kind of helped me get into UXA. Foundations does have a unique feature where I also had audio content. I thought they would have it for UX Academy, but they actually didn't. So I guess it's very new since Foundations is still new. Yeah. How are you feeling about Design Lab now? May, June, July, August, September, October. It's been 6 months. They also added Thanksgiving. So the whole week of Thanksgiving, they have it off as vacation for both mentors and students. And I don't think they had that before. You don't have to go and use one of your pauses. So that's really, really nice. Yeah, so I think I understand the design process pretty well, and in that sense, Design Lab has taught me. But I do want to say, if you're not sure what kind of bootcamp you're interested in, then you don't need to worry about it. Just trust your gut. I could only share what I've learned. And if you haven't seen my first couple of videos when I was like just starting the UX bootcamp, I was
freaking the F out.
Like I was like, is Design Lab good for me? And I was contemplating between General Assembly, but General Assembly was just so expensive. I was like, ugh, I don't know what to do. And then I took the plunge and just did Design Lab because I told myself, hey, okay, what are the pros and cons of why I wanted to do Design Lab and General Assembly? I think the one con for me about Design Lab was that I couldn't really identify their community. I felt that Design Lab like didn't have that big of a connection, at least in my opinion. I might be wrong, maybe I'm not looking correctly, but that's how I felt. So I mean, they're getting better now. They've been doing a lot of partnerships with Adobe XD, so there's that. I think they're trying to work on it, but it's that aspect of filling in the gap of, yeah, it's an online based class, but how can we keep each other connected? And for General Assembly, it seems like their alumni was very big, and in that kind of aspect, they had a lot of connections. But for Design Lab, I couldn't really have that confidence that they had the same thing. So why did I choose Design Lab in the end then? It's because like everything is online, and even General Assembly, their immersive course, it's not in person anymore, which was supposed to be because of COVID. And if everything is going to be online, might as well just stick to something that's cheaper. And that also just kind of made me think I need to try my best to reach out and get myself out there and find those connections, because I felt that maybe Design Lab kind of lacked in that kind of aspect. Giving my honest thoughts in that sense, if I didn't make a Slack channel just for my cohort, I think I would have felt pretty alone doing Design Lab, because yeah, they have their own Slack community, but still at the same time, you just want to like connect with people, and it's like basically you kind of want to have that classroom setting of people who are kind of going in the same speed as you, first of all, and they basically help you feel that you're not alone, which is also why I started making these videos, is because this is, you know, completely on your own, it's self-paced, and so it gets lonely and it's hard because sometimes you have self-doubts and you go through maybe imposter syndrome. You're like, am I good enough? Is this like, am I doing what is this right? Like, am I just wasting my time? But you need a community that can back you up and support you and encourage you during those moments of doubt. Made connections within my cohort by making my own Slack channel, and that idea started off with someone else in my cohort who was like, hey, like, I think we should meet up. And that triggered to me, like, everyone's craving for like a classroom setting. Everyone wants to connect, everyone wants to meet up. So my cohort meets up every week, and that's just been a very good moral support for me. We encourage each other. We sometimes, you know, just talk about random things. If you're in a boot camp or if you're in Design Lab, whatever you're going through, I can 100% say that someone else, or we're all pretty much going through the same thing. Like, we've all had the same thoughts as you, okay? Okay, question. Do they teach you software? If you're talking about things like Adobe Creative Suite, no, they do not teach you that stuff, nor do they teach anything about coding. So you gotta learn that on your own. So flood your feeds, whether it's on LinkedIn, Instagram. If you're on Facebook, I don't go on Facebook, so, but wherever you are, whatever app or social app you're on the most, flood it with UX people, because it reminds you, it gets you into thinking like them, and it gets you connected. That's the best advice I could give so far for now. If I have any other advice, I will give it to you. But again, I'm with you. I'm not some, like, I'm going through this with you. Taking it one step at a time.